The most trending phone as of 2018 is the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 5 Pro. But if you move a bit back in time, 1 year and 4 months to be precise, the phone which was not only in everyone's stock but was also selling like hotcakes was the Redmi Note 4. So let's go a bit back in time and take a deeper look at the top end variant of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. Hey, what's up guys, Bhushan here from abgeekexpert. With that being said, let's get started. So this is the top end variant of the Redmi Note 4, i.e. 64GB internal storage and 4GB RAM. And it has almost been 1 year since I'm using this device. And from my experience, I would call this phone a mixture of performance and stability. And here is why. So the Redmi Note 4 runs on MIUI 9, which is still based on Android 7 Nougat, and this clearly reflects how poor Xiaomi has been in providing software updates to their phones. But even if they push out an Android 8 update, the user probably won't find anything different from what they have seen with Android 7, because MIUI 9 or let alone MIUI itself is so heavily skinned that you will get a hard time finding the difference between MIUI based on Android 7 and MIUI based on Android 8. So does this mean that MIUI is bad? Well, no, not at all. As MIUI is a heavily skinned UI, it provides you with some great handful features which you may not find natively on a stock ROM. Some features which I still miss on my Mi A1 are dual apps, quick ball, gestures and the screenshot features. I wish we could get some of these features natively in stock Android as well, because oh boy, the life becomes so easy with these nifty features. Now keeping MIUI in mind and MIUI 9 in particular, let's talk about performance and stability. So as I told before, the Redmi Note 4 is a mixture of performance as well as stability because of the processor used in the phone, i.e. the Snapdragon 625. The Snapdragon 625 is a really good and power-efficient processor due to its 14nm manufacturing process, and it's all fine in the performance department. No matter what you throw at it, it will handle it with ease. But after an year of usage, I feel that the Redmi Note 4 has become a bit laggy in performing day-to-day tasks, like opening and closing of apps, RAM management, animations, etc. feel a bit slow as compared to what it was out of the box. And I think the custom skin MIUI is responsible for the poor performance. Hit me in my head if I'm wrong, but I feel that MIUI makes the phone slower over time, and I can confirm it by flashing tons of custom ROMs on my Redmi Note 3 and making it lively again. So the one thing about the Redmi Note 4 or the Redmi series in general that is criticized by almost everyone is its camera. And don't get your hopes too high for this sensor. Oh yeah, and speaking of cameras, this device here is rocking an f2.0 30MP rear and 5MP front camera with no OIS or EIS support. Now the photos produced from this guy are actually not half bad. You can pull off some great looking images from this camera in broad daylight. But as the sun goes down, and so does the image quality of the Redmi Note 4. If you click any photos with this camera in a low light situation, you probably could not use them because the photos have a lot of grain in them, and as there is no manual control available over the ISO and the shutter speed, you cannot do anything to get rid of those grains. Now as we are on cameras, let's talk about video recording, shall we? So the Redmi Note 4 has support for full HD 1080p recording on both front and rear cameras, but there is no 4K option to tinker with, so sorry 4K lovers. The videos produced from this camera are pretty decent, but it just keeps on hunting for focus. I don't know why, but it just sucks. And as there is no option for EIS/OIS, you better shoot with a tripod because handheld videos are really gonna be shaky when recorded from the Redmi Note 4. Now as the cameras on the Redmis is criticized by everyone, the battery on the other hand is praised by almost everyone, but not me. As I said in the starting of the video, MIUI is responsible for the bad stability on this phone. And this statement turns out to be true for the poor battery management on the Redmi Note 4. The battery on this device was mind-boggling when I first got it, but soon some updates came like a tsunami and degraded the battery performance drastically. I used to get about 8 to 9 hours of screen on time with MIUI 8, but with MIUI 9 all I get is 5 to 6 hours of screen on time with moderate usage. And oh boy, don't even ask me about how the standby time has been affected by this update cycle. The battery drains 50% in 3 days with a usage of just 30 minutes. Now this is not at all good, Xiaomi. Rather than these few issues, there is nothing much to complain about. But the one thing that I would love to see Xiaomi to improve on, excluding the software, is the build quality. The Note 4 is crafted out of a mixture of metal and plastic, but the metal used on the backside of the phone feels a bit low in quality, because I have dropped this phone almost 5 to 10 times in my 1 year of usage, and it easily got one dent every time it fell down. So as a result, all the hardware keys are now mushy and really hard to press, which really hinders the overall user experience. So if you are using any Redmi phone, I would highly suggest you to grab one case and not a skin if you are a careless guy like me. So the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 is still one of the best phone under 15,000, and the fact that the price has dropped up to 11,000 makes it a really good deal if you're looking for a cheap but good smartphone. But if you want to be with the trend and get those dual cameras, better build and a better performance, you should probably save up for the Redmi Note 5 Pro instead, because it's gonna be a hard time for you buying that phone, cause flash sales really suck. With that being said, I'm our boy Expert, and I'm signing off.